What's up, everybody? What's up? Happy party! Woo! What's up, everybody? What's up? What is happening? What is going on? Welcome to the See.Plan.Do show with me, professional life coach, business coach, mindset coach, professional DJ, serial entrepreneur, etc. Please check out everything else in my bio. Motivational speaker, wing aficionado, cigar aficionado, whatever. Mr. Garry O'Neill Jr. And as always, when you see me out here getting a snowball, of course, egg custard with marshmallow, please don't forget the junior. Shout out to Pops and welcome to another Power Pack podcast here on the See.Plan.Do show, season 4, episode 11, entitled Oh Hell No. And in this episode, we will be talking about how you can get out of your own personal hell. Your own personal hell if you feel like you're going through that right now. And so today, outside of our entree, our delicious entree, we have an appetizer, which is entitled Watch This. I think you guys will really like this. So, man, I'm so excited. Let's get straight to our shout outs. Shout out, welcome everybody. My day one A1 listeners. Thank you guys for always supporting. My YouTube watchers checking this out in 1080p or 780 or even 420. It's okay. You can do that too. All right. As well as people that are listening to this in the US, outside of the US, wherever you are, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you're listening to this, however you're listening or watching this. Hey, man, thank you for showing up. You showing up to the best podcast on the planet. Check out my Yelp reviews. Check out the Google reviews. That's what they say. All right. So again, season 4, episode 11, entitled Oh Hell No. And we're going to be doing a deep dive right into getting out of your own personal hell. All right. So without further ado, we did our shout outs, we did our welcome, we did our overview. So let's jump right into our See.Plan.Do moment of the week. And of course, our See.Plan.Do moment of the week is sponsored by Heart Savers Maryland. So right after a brief word from our sponsor, we'll get right to it. All right. And now let's get to your See.Plan.Do moment of the week, entitled Trust. You right now trust that your vehicle will get you from point A to point B. You right now trust that if you are taking a vacation, whether it is a pilot or a captain, you trust that they will get you to where you need to go safely and securely. You also trust that if there is a movie or show right now, that if your friends or social media says, hey, even though it starts off drab, even though it starts off whack, listen, it gets better, and you watch it. And we trust that. So if we trust our cars or our vehicles, if we trust pilots and captains, and we trust people to say, hey, it'll get better, I also challenge you to trust that in your life, things will get better. Things will get better. You will get what you want. Trust that. And that is your See.Plan.Do moment of the week, entitled Trust. All right. We are moving right along. And so let's get to our green light entertainment song of the week. And as always, you can follow along, check out each episode. We have our intro song to let you know, Tu sabes las vibras. You know the vibes, to let you know what I'm listening to, what I'm jamming to. And as well as if you're watching this on YouTube, hey, you know we can't play these songs. So look right in the details after you like, sharing, after you subscribe, because you need to be subscribed. You need to know what's happening in these streets. Subscribe, and then you'll be able to see in the details what song is the song of the week. So right after this brief commercial announcement from one of my favorite sponsors, we'll get right to it. All right. That was your song of the week. Listen, man, you know the vibes. It's hot outside. You're rolling the windows down. You already know the vibes. Okay. So make sure you check that out. All right. Make sure you check out that song as well as all the other songs that I put. All right. And so here's season 4, episode 11, entitled Oh Hell No, where we're talking about how you can get out of your own personal hell right now. This is going to be one of those episodes All right. I love each and every one of my episodes. It might be something that I might really, really be feeling more than others, but this is the episode for you. If you have been struggling right now, somehow you came across that the universe has brought you to me. The universe has brought you to this channel, brought you to this platform, brought you to this episode, then it's for you, where we talk about how you can get out of your personal hell. All right, so let's go over something like our appetizer entitled Watch This. And our appetizer today is brought to you by Silk Hair by Sasha. All right, Silk Hair by Sasha is a Black-owned hair company that provides high-quality Brazilian and Indian hair. They also carry bonnets, hair accessory, edge brushes, and they are constantly adding more products. All right, they just dropped some lipstick. They just dropped some new wigs. All right. They also, in reference to wigs, they have a custom wig service, custom for you. All right. And of course, they have bundles that you can buy straight from them. Hey, make sure you check them out and visit their website and subscribe to receive more information and get deals. All right. You can follow them on Instagram as well as Facebook by going to Silk Hair by Sasha, SHA. All right, Silk Hair by Sasha, or you can go straight to their website, silkhairbysasha.com. Again, that's silkhairbysasha.com. All right, here is an interactive. I really like this one. I came across this one on TikTok. So I really like this appetizer entitled Watch This. So right now, if you're driving, you may not be able to do this, but come back and listen to this episode after you listen to the whole episode. But if you're watching this or you're listening to this right now, grab a piece of paper and a pen. I'll give you 1 second. All right, you got it. Look at that. All right. Or pause this. And so here's what I want you to do. Watch this. All right. I want you to number your paper 1 to 3. Now, number 1, I want you to think about your favorite animal. Got your favorite animal in your mind? And I want you to write 3 things, just one word, 3 things, 3 words to describe. Well, let's start with your color. I'm sorry. Let's go with your favorite color. Think about your favorite color. You got that in your mind? Favorite color. And I want you to write down 3 things to describe that favorite color. All right. You got that, right? Now, number 2. 2 is your favorite animal. Number 2, your favorite animal. Think about your favorite animal. And I want you to write down 3 words, just 3 words, 1, 2, 3, that describes that favorite animal. All right. You got it? And number 3, I want you to think about your favorite form of water. It could be ocean, it could be rain, it could be whatever, right? Think about your favorite form of water. And I want you to write down 3 words to describe it. All right. So remember, first thing was color, 3 things to describe your color. Second thing was your favorite animal, 3 things to describe your favorite animal. And 3 was your favorite form of water. Like I said, rain, lake, pond, ocean, whatever you put. All right. And 3 things to describe it. You got that? All right. Take a look at your list. Watch this. Number 1 is how you see yourself. So whatever 3 things you put for number 1, that's how you see yourself. Number 2 is how you perceive others see you. Oh, wow. All right. And number 3, the third thing, remember when you put favorite form of water and you described it, is how you view love. Now, what I want you to do on my social media page or on YouTube, I want you to write down what you wrote, and so that way we can talk about it. Okay. Remember, favorite color in 3 things, favorite animal in 3 things, and favorite form of water. And number 1 is how you see yourself. All right. So whatever you wrote for number 1, that's how you see yourself. Number 2 is how others see you, how you think others see you. And number 3 is how you view love. Wow. Watch that. Okay. So that is your appetizer entitled Watch This, again, brought to you by Silk Hair by Sasha. You can check them out at silkhairbysasha.com. All right. So let's get to our entree. And you'll notice, if you've been a day one A1 listener, you'll notice that a lot of these episodes are going to be cut down, because I want to get right to the heart of the matter. When I first started, an episode might be an hour and change. Nah, y'all got stuff to do. Okay. And I know you guys love this show, but I want to make sure this is streamlined and rocking and rolling for you. So you'll notice that, especially episodes where it's just me and I'm just spitting game or spitting this heat, this heat that is going to be cut down pretty significantly because we're getting right to the matter, right? And also, people don't, over 30 minutes, people are like, nah. All right. Well, outside of my day one A listeners, you guys will listen hours. All right, but I want to make sure we get it so that way you can work out, you can listen to this, you did done your workout or you're walking around, whatever you're doing, you can get it in and get out. So let's go into our entree of the evening, and that's sponsored by LaloneClothing.com. So if you're looking to get, if you want to show your allegiance to this show, your loyalty to this show, guess what? Hop on over to LaloneClothing.com, and that has everything, the official merch of the show. So you can get stickers, you can get cups, you can get a shirt. You look on my page, you see plenty of people who model my stuff. So guess what? If you buy a shirt and I'm going to promote you, you're our model. All right. Get some merch from the show, as well as not just from the show, but just things that I thought of, things that work. Like really, like last night, someone just bought a shirt about entrepreneur, and it was just a definition. It said entrepreneur is a person who offers solutions. So, or everything will be okay, or the vibes. Any one of those. People love those shirts. So grab a shirt or grab some apparel that fits your vibe. Okay. So you can check that out by heading right on over to Lalone Clothing. That's LALONE clothing.com. LALONE clothing.com. And so they bring to you our entree of the evening, season 4, episode 11, entitled Oh Hell No. Now, I have made some, let me preface this episode by this entree by saying that, hey, this is not a religious episode. So I don't want people to be intimidated by when they see that it's oh hell no, we're talking about hell. This is not a religious episode. I don't want you to think that. Okay. But so I'll be using the term hell, right? But also, that's not, you can translate that understanding, whatever hell is to you, and translate to whatever that looks like in your religion. So I don't want, you to be caught up on the idea of hell, and maybe it's the Christian idea of hell. I'm just using very universal, very general terms about hell and heaven. And you can, don't look too much into the technical terms, because sometimes we get caught up in the semantics. Okay. But this, again, it's not a religious episode, but let's talk about personal hell. Let's talk about first the idea of hell that we see on TV, that we see in media and books and stuff like that. So the idea of hell, right? When we're talking about the idea of hell, we're talking about a place, right, that is usually described as a place, a comfortable place that's surrounded by fire, and is a place that people go when they are punished. If for some reason, if you're alive and you do something wrong, or you go against whatever religious beliefs you have, or go against the laws of society, humanity, that somehow when you leave, you go to a place of punishment, right? You're supposed to go to hell. It's fire and brimstone, hell, all those things, right? So that's the idea of hell that sometimes we create. Now, I love, and you might see that this episode is sponsored. I mean, it's encouraged, or not encouraged. I wouldn't say encouraged. Influenced by the 4 Agreements by Mr. Ruiz. So, if you read the 4 Agreements by the author Ruiz, he talks about hell, and I'm gonna just quote you. I'm gonna quote this. He says, "If you consider hell as a state of mind, then hell is all around us. Often others may warn us that if we do not do what they say we'll do, we will go to hell." All right. He says, bad news. We are already in hell, including the people who tell us that. No human can condemn another to hell because we're already there. Others can put us into a deeper hell, true, but only if we allow this to happen. Now, I love the 4 Agreements. If you have not read that book, please read that book. I'm going to be doing other episodes that is inspired by that, because I think that it's extremely amazing book. But I disagree with some of the stuff that was in that quote. Like, I don't believe that we're in hell, but I do believe that the idea of hell is in our mind, right? Because, when we talk about personal hell, and that's what I highlight on the show today, season 4, episode 11, entitled Oh Hell No, the phrase personal hell, and I use that phrase, is because I do agree with him that hell can be a state of mind, right? That's relative to you. All right. You got to think that when someone says they're in a hellhole, they're in hell, they're not often talking about fire, brimstone, a devil walking around with a pitchfork or souls and stuff. They are talking about a not so good situation, right? They're talking about something that has happened that is not working out, that is uncomfortable, that is not good, right? And so even when we talk about people like celebrities or athletes or just people that we may know that are not doing bad, that are doing bad, or they're not doing the best, what do we say? Or what do we hear? Oh, they had their personal demons, right? So I agree with Ruiz that the idea of hell is just that, an idea while we're here. I don't know what happens when we leave here. It might be a real one. I don't know, right? But when we talk about hell, when we say personal demons, right? It's a state of mind like heaven. Heaven to me is an idea. It's a state of mind. You know why? Because when we say something is in hell, or oh, this is a hell hole, or this is I'm in hell, they're not talking about that fire. But when we talk about heaven, it could be anything from a slice of cheesecake to going on vacation. You walk into a really, really nice fancy resort, you're like, oh, this is heaven. Is it heaven for real? It's not really heaven. It's just that it is perfection, or it exceeds whatever you think is happening, right? So if you're listening or watching this episode, right? How can we break free and escape our own personal hell? All right. And like I said, this show, this is the one. Like, if you needed a sign and somehow you came across this one, this is the one for you. How can we escape that personal hell? I got you for three things. All right. Number one, and again, this is inspired by the Four Agreements. I love that book. That is a book that I have on that I listen to, as well as I have a copy of that in the house, and I strongly suggest that you get it. So the first thing is, in reference to being inspired by the Four Agreements, is having agreements for your life. Now, in the book, he talks about agreements. I identified as rules. So too often, right? We are beaten down by the ideology, by the expectations, ideology of other people, places, and things. We are, right? And when we're beaten down, those expectations, they're telling us how we should be, whatever, how we should think, how we should be doing, whatever those things are, they lay those expectations down to us. When we put ourselves in our own personal hell, we have created this situation, because if we don't meet those agreements, if we don't meet those expectations, if we don't meet that understanding or rules or whatever they say, we place ourselves in a hell. And in Christianity, they have a devil, but in this conversation, let's say the judge, right? The judge, which is you, in our mind, persecutes us. So we get persecuted if if we hold on to it. If we hold on to the expectations, the ideology of other people and how they think we should operate, and we don't meet that, then we put ourselves in that personal hell, because we struggle. We struggle. We have issues. All right. And we have problems because we're not meeting up to the standard. You ever seen that? You ever see somebody not meeting up or going with the standards, and they're upset, right? So the judge in our mind persecutes us if we do that. All right. So here's what I'll offer you. The first thing is, release yourself from being the biggest critic in your mind. No one can judge you or criticize you or critique you more than you. Sure, somebody could watch the show, a troll can watch the show and say, oh, I would have did this better, right? Somebody could watch what you're doing and say, oh, I would have did this, or I would have did that, right? Somebody could critique you, critique your food, critique your podcast, critique your art, or whatever you're putting out here, right? But no one would be the bigger judge ever than you. They can say that stuff to you out and about, but when you go home and you're in the recess of your mind, you will be the biggest critic of your mind. So I challenge you right now to release yourself from being the biggest critic in your mind. All right. What are the rules that you have for your life? All right. What do you want to do? Not your parents, not your friends, not anything else. What do you want to do? What are your expectations for your life? What are the rules for your life? What are the agreements that you have for you? All right. When we free ourselves from imposed rules that people have placed on you, all right, We free ourselves and we allow ourselves to be us. You don't have to feel the weight of perfection. People want you to be perfect, all the while they are not perfect. Right? What do you want? And when you free yourself from those imposed rules, when you free yourself from expectations that have been imposed on you, and you create your own code, your own identity, what you want, you're free. You no longer have to live up to those things. You can live up to the standards and expectations that you have for you. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But you're free. You don't have to feel that weight of perfection. Let me tell you something. Perfection is not real. There is nothing on this planet that is perfect. Nothing. You can get a diamond and it could be perfect to you, but if you had one of those magnifying glasses or one of those jeweler magnifying glasses, they will say, oh, it's imperfections. But to you, it's perfect. If I got you a VVS stone right now, it's perfect to you. All right. You could be excellent in what you're doing, but as far as perfect, you cannot be perfect. So release yourself from the weight of the idea of being perfect. You could be excellent. You can be the best in what you're doing, but you cannot be perfect. Release yourself from that expectations of being perfect, the expectations of others. And again, identify what are your expectations? What do you want? Live your life by those. That's the first step of getting out of your personal hell. All right. First step, having your agreements for your life. Number 2, avoiding judgment. I just highlighted that, right? When you are living your life by you and not other rules. And again, too often we judge ourselves so harshly, man. Go back and listen to the episode, Be Gentle with Yourself, because we're not gentle with ourselves at all. We are the hugest abusers of ourselves. All right. We will judge ourselves too harshly. We will beat ourselves up over and over and over again. Things that happened in the past, we will beat ourselves up like it just happened yesterday. All right. We punish ourselves and place ourselves in this personal hell when we have the power to forgive. So right now, I want you to think about that. All right. You have the power to forgive. We will forgive other people, right? We will forgive other people for stuff that they've done, but we won't even forgive ourselves, even when sometimes it's not our fault. You've been a victim of abuse, but somehow you beat yourself up for it. You were not in control of that. Right now, if you're listening to this or you're watching me, I want you to look at yourself. Stop looking at me. All right. Because these dreamy brown eyes will get you. They'll get you. But right now, I want you to look in a mirror, look at yourself and say, I forgive you. We put these negative thoughts in our head and act like they're true. We can have a negative thought in your head and they cannot even be true. And we act as though they're true, even when they are not. They're not, man. We allow people to fire off unfounded statements that are not true and not a reflection of you. Now let's go back to hell real quick. And when we think about hell, it's fire. Fire in that context is feeling, passion, emotion. Anger is in hell. So we get angry. But we allow someone to shoot off this fire to us that is unfounded and a reflection of how they think, not a reflection of reality or the truth. So somebody can look at you and say, oh, you're fat. Oh, you're whatever. That's their perception of their life and how they think and process about things. That's not a reflection on you. But guess what? Sometimes we'll let people fire that off and we will make it gospel. No. Someone can use words to offend us, right? Only if we and it works only if we low key agree. When I started my basketball career, I wasn't the best, right? So if someone's like, you're a bum, I would take offense. You know why? Not because they said it, it's because I low key felt it. I low key wasn't meeting the standards that I had in my mind or standards that it was imposed on me on other people. Don't believe the weapons that people can try to use against you. Words is one of the biggest weapons that we try to use. We try to weaponize our words, right? That's why we look on social media. We see people just using words, trying to be clapbacks or whatever. They're trying to use their words to weaponize it against you. But it can only work if you allow it to work. And it only works if you allow it to work because you low-key believe it. Stop believing unfounded. If someone told you, hey, the world is flat, you would outright not believe it. You have never been off of this planet, but you outright believe it. But if someone says, hey, you're not a good dad, you're not a good mom, you're not a good person, you believe it. Shit's not real, man. It's not true. You are a good person. We're not perfect. But don't condemn yourself to hell. Don't condemn yourself to a personal hell because someone had a perception of you. That's just their expectation. That's their perception. That's their life. And it has nothing to do with you. And number 3, as we wrap season 4, episode 11, oh, hell no. You getting out of your personal hell here on the See.Plan.Do show with me, professional life coach, Garry O'Neal. Number 3 is create and work for your reality. All right. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, right? My son made me an Infinity Gems bracelet, right? Because he knows I love Avengers and he knows I love Infinity Wars. And I believe that we all have the Infinity Gauntlet with all those different things, right? And maybe in another episode, we'll talk about that. But you are in control of your reality. One of the stones was a reality stone. You are in control of your reality. Because guess what? There are 3 things, no matter what, no matter the day, no matter the season, no matter where you are in this world, there are 3 things, no matter what, that you are in control of right now. You are in control of 1, what you think. 1,000,000%, you're in control of what you think. 2, you are in control of what you say out of your mouth. And 3, you're in control of what you do every single solitary day. What you think, what you say, and what you do, no matter what. A personal hell is created when we don't meet the expectations of others, but you know you're going to eliminate that. But also when we don't meet the expectations of ourselves. Right now, you can live in reality. Be real with yourself. What are some things that you know damn well without somebody, without your favorite life coach saying anything, without your spouse, without friends, whatever? There are things that you know you need to damn well work on. Work on those things. You ain't got to beat yourself up. I refuse to allow you to beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up, but you can be real with yourself. You have to be real because that's where the work ends. That's where the work starts and ends, with you acknowledging and understanding and putting in that work. All right. You can live in your reality. Because sometimes we allow superficial, non-real things like social media dictate to us what is real when you and I 1,000,000% know it's fabricated. Just think about that. We set our standards on something that's not real. How does that work? We see a really attractive person. Now, let me say this. I do not care about filters. I don't care on what you did for your body, what you paid your hard-earned money for. I don't care at all. But if you have a person that looks at somebody online and they have the perfect boobs or the perfect behind, it's people that openly have said, hey, they got surgery. And guess what? If you want to get the surgery, more power to you. Do it. If you want to use filters every single solitary picture, I know people like that. Do it. There's no judgment here. I want you to do that. But to the people that look at those things and then they set a standard that you have to meet those things in not the same way that people have met those ways, you get jealous. And jealousy is a hot emotion. You get angry, another hot emotion. So you're creating these flames on things in a reality that's not real. I can manipulate this video right now and look like Idris Elba, or I could look like my son or whatever. We can manipulate reality on social media. So you cannot set your expectations and standards on something that could be manipulated. You are powerful. When someone is jealous or envious of someone else, you know what they're really saying? And if you've ever been jealous, I want you to understand this. You are jealous not because of what that person has. If you saw a really nice looking man or a woman, you're like, oh, I'm jealous of that person, or I'm envious. What you're really saying is that I am unable to meet that. Jealousy is a feeling of unattainability. And we know damn for certain that if one person can do it, then a lot of people can do it. You are powerful. Remember, what are you in control of? What you think, what you say, and what you do. Those are the most powerful things on the planet. All right. I have been working out every day. Now, I'm not going to post any pictures because I have not, because at this point, I celebrate small wins, but I'm not where I need to go. But I've been working out every day. That's it. If I see somebody has abs right now, hey, I know a lot of people that are in shape right now, but that has nothing to do with me. I have to focus on my reality. People get scammed because they want to create a reality, an end goal, and not put in the work. That's how people get scammed. That's how people get bamboozled. Oh, your credit score is low. You're jealous of somebody who has a high credit score. So you find someone that says, hey, I can boost your credit score to 700 in 2 days. You believe that. There's no way possible. The things that you want, you can get. You are powerful. Will it take work? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it'll take work, but you can get it. And if it's something that's not achievable, that's not attainable, you have to accept that reality and get something else. I'm 41 years old. I'm still 6'8", like a lot of NBA players. But to acknowledge, but to have a false reality that can make the NBA is false. That would be me beating myself up. Why would I do that? All right. So understand that you create your reality. What do you want? Don't worry about other people, man. Live up to the standards and expectations of you. That's how you get out of your personal hell. So when someone comes to you with a false sense, if somebody comes to you with a false sense or a false logical statement or a statement that is reflective of them, that's not, you're not subscribing to that, you can say, oh, hell no. When a person, place, or thing tries to impose their expectations on you, you can say, oh, hell no. When you're looking for some type of standard from a fabricated environment, you can say, oh, hell no. And if a negative part of your mind tries to co-sign and believe that you're not smart enough, that you're not powerful enough, that you can't make it happen, I want you to look at yourself and say, oh, hell no. All right? That's where heaven is. When someone tries to sign up, when someone tries to have you sign up to negative thoughts and statements, I want you to yell out, oh, hell no. Because we're not going for that, right? All right, guys, that is the end of this episode. Hopefully this works for you. Please send that to somebody who you feel like needs to catch this message. All right, you can catch not only this message, listen to this again, right? But you can catch each and every episode here on the See.Plan.Do show. You can go to the website, check me out on social media, follow me. I follow you back. Let's talk. Let's communicate. This is a conversation. I have a microphone, but guess what? We all have a voice. All right. I'm dropping episodes every Tuesday, so make sure you check them out. All right, on YouTube as well as at your favorite streaming platform. And also, as I close this out, hey, you are the best part of the show. You are the best part of the show. So, and I say that every episode. So until we see each other again, man, because we'll see each other again. I got to see you. You got to see me. Until we talk again, because we'll talk. We're going to talk right after this episode. And until we share those special moments again, guys. Hey, always remember, see what you want to do. What you want to do. See what you want to do. Plan it out. When I say plan it out, it's implied that I'm talking to you. You plan it out. And then do it. Again, implied. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to you. So see what you want to do, plan it out, and then do it. Anything that goes against that, you know what you're going to say. Oh, hell no. All right. Hey, your life coach loves you, man. Tell 3 people that you love them. Do one thing for yourself today. And I'll see you next life coaching time and on this same life coach channel. Bye.